Alrighty guys, we got a lot to break down in this video. You know the deal. Every Sunday we go over my game plan for the upcoming week in the stock market. We also break down stocks, which in this case, in this video, we have to break down 10 stocks, 3 of which are reporting earnings this week. So we also have to break down some numbers for those 3 companies reporting earnings. And of course, we have a lot more to break down, where my head's at in the market, if I'm looking to buy anything this week. So sit back, relax, take a sip of your coffee, and don't forget to get your free money from Webull and from Moomoo. Link down below. You get 6 free stocks from Webull with any amount deposited, and you get 5 free stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,500 with a $100 deposit. Again, all of that is linked down below, and it really helps out the channel, guys. I appreciate you as always, and with that being said, let's dive into the video. So at this point, you guys probably know, and if you didn't know, well, I'll tell you right now, these markets have not been doing well at all these past couple of days. In fact, Friday was an absolute bloodbath. The S&P 500 went down 2.9% on Friday. The Russell went down 2.7%. We had the NASDAQ. Get ready for this, guys. It went down 3.5% as the Dow went down 2.7%. And believe it or not, the VIX didn't go up 15-20% like you might think it would have. It only went up 6%, but still now the VIX is moving towards 30, and we had gold and silver as expected due to that CPI number. Gold up 1.2%, silver up 0.5%. That's what they did on Friday. So let's go over these charts a little bit, then we'll dive into these earnings, stocks I'm looking at, all that good stuff. So right now, like I said, we had a bad day on Friday and a bad week in general last week. You guys can see on the 5-day, 5-minute, the selling really started to accelerate on Thursday, but even on Wednesday, we started selling off a little bit. If you guys remember, on Wednesday, SPY went from 415 roughly to about 410, and then on Thursday, we went from 410 down to about 401, 402 at the close, and then on Friday, we started off the day pretty much at 402. Well, I guess in the pre-market, we were at 402. Then we got that CPI data at 8:30 a.m., and then at that point, this thing went down all the way to 389 by Friday's close. So it completely collapsed, starting a little bit on Wednesday, but really Thursday and Friday, and you guys can see the same exact thing here on QQQ, right? We started selling off on Wednesday a little bit. Thursday it accelerated, and then Friday it completely freaking collapsed. So where are we right now on the larger time frames? Let's talk a little bit about that. Well, based on what we're seeing here on QQQ, we are pretty dang close to those lows. And by those lows, I mean the lows from May. You guys can see here in May, we hit 285, 280, 286, that general 6-7 point window. That's where we are now pretty much again. You guys can see on Friday, QQQ closed at 288. And we actually hit almost, here it says 282 in the after hours, but that's a little one-off candle. That might be a glitch. I don't know. But QQQ, it's awfully close to those lows, guys. We're awfully close to those lows. And if we break under 280 this week, it's going to get crazy. If we break 280, it is going to get crazy. We're going to be at that point pushing for, look at this chart. Where could we be going next? Where's the main support? If 280 breaks, 265, 270, maybe right by the 180 SMA here on the 3-year chart. It's going to get ugly, guys. Same thing with SPY. Look at this. SPY is pretty much right at the lows. It closed at 389. The low from last month was 380. If we have another bad day, 2-3 bad days in a row, we could easily take that low out. We could hit 385, 380, and then keep going down. 360, 365. That is where this could be going. And if I pull up the 3-year chart, let's see some upcoming supports. Well, this is actually the all-time chart. Let's see the 3-year chart. There we go. So if we do break 380, where could this be going? And I think I mentioned this a couple of weeks ago, guys, when we were looking at the larger time frame. SPY could really be going down towards that 180 SMA, right around 355, 360, 365, heck, even 370. That is where this could be going if we do get that down leg, whether it's this week, next week. I have no idea. But on the flip side, we might also get a bit of a rally before we end up testing those lows, considering we're extremely oversold here on the 4-hour chart. SPY's at a 20, triple Q's at, let's see what that's at. Triple Q's at, literally at 20 on the RSI on the 4-hour. So this is very oversold. So we might get a little snapback, but don't get too excited if we do, because overall we're still collapsing under the moving averages, and if we do get that little snapback, at the end of the day, it's probably going to be a mini relief rally, and that could be a good opportunity to pile in on some puts, maybe SQQQ. That's kind of what I'm looking to do at this point in time in the very short term. Obviously, for my long-term, investments, I'm not really doing anything crazy, anything different. I'm not selling out. I'm not panicking. In fact, I'm buying more. If you guys watch one of my recent videos, I think it was called What I'm Buying During This Crash or whatever, I went over exactly what I'm buying, what I bought last week, so go check out that video, and I'm going to continue to buy if we do continue moving down, because long term, guys, I'm in my mid-20s. This is a buying opportunity. But in the short term, we can make some trades, like I said, SQQQ, and we got to be nimble. If we're trading, we got to be very careful here. Nimble, get in and out, take profits, set stop losses, all that good stuff, right? So that's kind of a little breakdown on what I'm seeing in these markets right now. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Make sure to smash that like button and subscribe. And we typically would break the futures down now, but considering it's 10:45 a.m. right now on Sunday, the futures market, if I could talk today, guys, is not open yet. In fact, it opens in 6 hours, actually 7 hours and 17 minutes from now, which clearly we're not going to be on here for that long. So when you're watching this, the futures market will be open. Let me know in the comments. Are we gapping down massively? Are we seeing maybe that relief rally that I talked about? Let me know in the comments. And with that being said, let's go over some companies, some stocks here that I'm watching very closely this week. So number one is Adobe, which all you guys know on my Patreon, we were able to play Adobe very nicely. I bought this, I forget exactly where I bought it, where I sold it, but I traded it, made some money, and now it's collapsing again. And actually, I think I bought it at $390 now that I think about it. I bought it at $390, which is pretty much where it is now, and I sold it in the low 400s, so I made a little trade there, and now we're back down to $390. If this thing gets down towards those lows again, $370, maybe we take those lows out, I'd probably buy my shares back as a short-term trade. That's what I'm thinking right now. But overall, we have earnings coming up for Adobe on the 16th, which is what? Wednesday, Thursday, one of those days. So I'm going to be patient. I'm going to wait until they report earnings on the 16th, because we don't know what's going to happen. And for all we know, the markets are, they're going to be volatile this week. And on top of that, we have Adobe earnings, and Adobe's a large cap company. I'm going to be careful. So their average EPS is expected to be $3.31. Their average revenue estimate is looking to be about $4.34 billion. And this is one that I'm not necessarily only looking at as a trade. I've mentioned this before on my YouTube channel many times over the history of this channel, that I've always wanted to own Adobe as a long-term investment, but I've just never been able to buy it at the right price, because, guys, if you didn't know, price is what you pay, value is what you get. Just because you buy a stock that's a great company, just because you buy that stock, it doesn't mean you're going to do well, even though it's a great company. Because let's say you bought Adobe at $700. Yes, it's a great company, but you bought the stock at a way overvalued price. So you overpaid for it. So in this case, I'm thinking Adobe, for me personally, is a buy between $300 to $350. We're almost there. And I would want it more towards the lower 300s. But who knows? We might get there. We might get there, whether it's a month or two from now, 3 months from now, 6 months from now. I don't know. We might not get there. But overall, Adobe is one that I'm looking at as a long-term play and a short-term play, depending on how the charts are looking, because I've been wanting to buy it for a long time. I think their business model is fantastic. In terms of competition, there's really no crazy competition for Adobe products. The revenue, the subscription model is great. So yeah, I like Adobe. I want to buy this company, but I'm going to be patient with it. The next one here is Kroger, KR. Let's pull it up. Kroger went up 1.3% on Friday, and what we're noticing here on the charts is a wedge, right? Lower highs have been made since the beginning of April, so 2 months ago, and during this whole year, pretty much, we've been making higher lows. So we've been uptrending, but we've also been making lower highs. So we're in this wedge on Kroger, and they're also, get this, reporting earnings this week. Same day as Adobe on the 16th, which is what? Is that Thursday, guys? I'm pretty sure that's Thursday. 13th is Monday. Tuesday's the 14th. 15th is Wednesday. 16th is Thursday. So Adobe's on Thursday, Kroger's on Thursday, and when it comes to average EPS for Kroger, they're looking to do $1.29, and for revenue, they're looking at $44.06 billion. That's crazy. So Adobe, we went from Adobe making $4 billion to now Kroger, $44 billion for Kroger. That's crazy. I mean, it's a different business model, but they are doing 10 times the revenue Adobe's doing. Never underestimate the power of these supermarket businesses, guys, or the grocery business, whatever the heck you want to call it. They make a lot of freaking money on the top line. It's crazy. So Kroger, KR, again, it's in this wedge, and they're looking to do have a profitable quarter and do about $44 billion in revenue. So I'm not looking to touch this. Same with Adobe until they report earnings. And in the meantime, I'm going to just set my alert at, let's put it at $55. Mark is at or above, right around these moving averages and the top of the wedge. If that point breaks, we might have some sort of breakout on Kroger. And if history repeats itself, which isn't necessarily going to happen for sure, but look at this last report. Last time they reported, Kroger stock went ballistic. This thing was $49 and it shot all the way to 63 in the matter of 2 to 3 days. We're talking about a 30% move for a grocery giant, guys. That is pretty crazy in my opinion. So KR is definitely worth watching 100% for this week. Oracle is another one, ticker symbol ORCL. They report on the 13th, so that's actually tomorrow, probably in the morning. Actually, no, they report after the bell, and Oracle's chart does not look good, guys. Does not look good. It's kind of in the similar situation as Adobe and a lot of these other stocks that have not been doing well this year. It's downtrending, but Kroger on the flip side is not downtrending. In fact, it's uptrending as some stocks, believe it or not, healthcare, energy, some have been doing well throughout the course of this year. But Oracle, again, is not one of those. Their average EPS is looking to be about $1.37. Average revenue, $11.67 billion. So profitable quarter for Oracle on the 13th. Again, that's tomorrow. Keep your eyes on this one. And it's at a very interesting spot. Right now, we're pretty much at the lows, no joke, from last month. Around the 20th is when we hit that $66 low of May, that is. And now we're at 67. So if we take that low out, which is possible if they disappoint on earnings, where could Oracle be going? Let's pull up these charts. It might even break under that 180 SMA on the 3-year chart, guys, which would not be good. And this might be heading down towards the lower 60s. We have some gaps to the downside here, $63, $60. That is where Oracle could be going. And to be honest, I mentioned how I do want to buy Adobe. I don't really want to buy Kroger as a long-term play, maybe as a trade. But when it comes to Oracle, I'm not really looking at it from a long-term perspective at all. Maybe as a trade if it does end up maybe cracking above 70 again. But in the meantime, it's on the watch list. And I'm going to set my alert now. Mark is at or above $70 per share. And now, before we get into the next set of stocks, we have 7 more stocks to go. Let's get into the sponsor for today's video, Seeking Alpha. Big shout out to Seeking Alpha for sponsoring the channel. I've been using this platform for years, and the fact that they're sponsoring me now is great. This is one of the best all-in-one platforms out there to track your stocks, your portfolios, get up-to-date expert analysis on stocks, and it's a great platform, honestly, to find stocks that are under the radar and that mainstream media and even a lot of YouTubers are not even talking about. You'll also get up-to-date information about the markets, breaking news. You get to use their powerful screeners, and you get all the financial information about individual companies that you can dream of, guys. Literally the best all-in-one platform, and they provide great valuable content that you can use to then make the best financial decisions for your investing future, guys. So if you want to join Seeking Alpha and try it out, use my link down below. You get $40 off the premium plan, or you can go to stocksurfs.com/seekingalpha. Again, you get $40 off the premium plan, and you can actually give it a trial run. 14-day free trial. If you guys don't like it, you can simply cancel it. Again, use that link down below. You get $40 off. It also helps out the channel as well, guys. I appreciate you as always. And with that being said, let's get back into the video. Alrighty, guys, let's talk about some other stocks and maybe go a bit rapid fire on these because I don't want this video to be too long. Hershey Company, HSY is the ticker here. This is one that's looking very good. Like I said, a lot of stocks are downtrending, but there are a lot of them as well that have been outperforming this year. HSY is one of them. And look at this. Since they reported, or rather paid that dividend last time, the stock, well, that's probably not because of the dividend. I'm not sure what catalyst came out here, but it was right around the time that they paid their dividend as well. The stock went from 229 down to about 202, so it lost 10%. Probably some catalyst came out there. I probably should have looked at this before making the video. But overall, the stock tanked. It's been consolidating, and now it's slowly starting to move up. We had a 2% green day on Friday. We closed above the 50 moving average, and we're right under the 180 moving average at about $217 a share. So I'm going to set my alert. Mark is at or above 217. If that point breaks, and mind you, 217 was that high from the early days of March. If 217 breaks, 230, 232, that's the next gap to fill. We might be making anywhere from 5, 6, 7% on that move on Hershey, so keep your eyes on that one. That one's looking very good in my opinion. Devon Energy, DVM, is another one. Although it did go down on Friday, 3.3%, it is one that is still uptrending and one that you guys gotta watch because overall, what has been doing well? Energy, healthcare, a lot of consumer defensive, right? These stocks have been crushing it. DVN, it's still on an uptrend, right? And I think it could come down a little bit more potentially, maybe to the high 60, 68, 70 bucks, right around the 180 SMA. That could be a potential dip buy on this stock. I'm really liking the chart here, so I'm watching DVN moving forward early on this week, middle of the week, probably for the whole week, we're going to be watching DVN. Another one that I'm looking at here is Cardinal Health, CAH is the ticker. This one up 2% on Friday, and the first thing worth mentioning is we are under the moving averages. We do have a death cross, so keep that in mind, but we can see over the past couple of months, for the most part, we've traded within this uptrending channel other than where we got, or the time period where we got way overbought. We kind of, blew out of the top of the channel, and now we're falling under the channel as, in my opinion, we're getting a bit oversold. So I think we could be getting a rally in the short term here. Well, I don't want to say for sure when, because we don't know, but if we watch these technicals and the technicals confirm that for us, let's say we get a breakout of 55, 56, 57 a share, that is where we could start making a sizable move here on Cardinal Health. So I'm going to set my alert. Mark is at or above 55 bucks per share. We'll see what it does this week. Ticker symbol CAH. Another one we got here, which I think I mentioned last week very briefly, is NetEase, ticker symbol NTES. This also went up on Friday. A lot of these stocks went up on Friday, guys, in the midst of that bloodbath we had. And what we're noticing here is it's a clear-cut inverse head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder, golden cross above the moving averages. So I have my alert set at 110 bucks on NetEase. And to put it very simple, guys, if we break 110, we fill the gap to 119, 120. That's an 8-9% move. That is where we could make our money as the right shoulder in the inverse head and shoulders completes, right? The next one here is TRV Travelers Companies. This one sold off on Friday, 1.3%. It is under the moving averages, but we are holding right around 168, 170, and a higher low right now. So as long as we hold above 168, 170, the lows from, last week, a couple weeks ago, in the end of April, as long as we hold that point, I think we could see potentially maybe a move back towards that mid 170 to 180 level. But the second we take out, if we take out 165, I'm actually going to put an alert right there. Mark is that we're below 165. This could end up being a short opportunity, no joke, because at that point, it could be free falling. Well, it will be free falling, and it will be trading at a multi-month low. So let's see what direction TRV ends up picking. Amgen is another one, AMGN. Look at this, kind of in a similar predicament as TRV, and kind of, right? Not exactly, but the charts look a little bit similar here. We kind of double topped at 255, 260 on Amgen, but we're still uptrending, right? But we're also under the moving averages, very similar to what we saw in TRV. So if we get buyers on Amgen, 240, 245, let's say we start breaking back over those moving averages, there could be a lot more upside on this in the short term. So I'm going to keep my alert, or rather set my alert at 245 and keep my eyes peeled on this stock. And the last one for this video is Intel, guys. Look how beaten down Intel is. This went down 2% on Friday, and notice how it's at a fresh low on this 4-hour chart. The RSI is way oversold. I'm thinking a relief rally is in store for Intel. And, it could go down lower. It's at 39 now. It could go to 35, 37, 38. I mean, it could happen, but at some point, I think we are going to get a relief rally towards these moving averages, whether it's $42, $44. I think that's coming at some point. And for that reason, I'm watching Intel very closely as a trade. And with that being said, guys, those are 10 stocks that I'm watching for this week. And it's going to be a wild week in the markets. I mean, if you think this volatility is over, I doubt any of you guys think that. But if you think the volatility is over, you might be mistaken. We might have a lot more volatility in store, no doubt about it. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Smash that like button. Join my Patreon if you want all my buy, sells, call outs, morning videos, all that good stuff is linked down below on Patreon, or you can go to stocksurfest.com/Patreon to join. And don't forget to get your free money from Webull, 6 stocks with any amount deposited, and you get 5 stocks from Moomoo, each up to $2,500 with a $100 deposit. And you could also get $40 off your Seeking Alpha premium membership, which you can get a 14-day trial to try it out if you want to. All of that is linked down below. And again, all those links help out the channel, and I do appreciate you guys as always. And with that being said, cheers. I'll catch you in the next video. Have a great rest of your night, and good luck in these markets. I'll see you guys later.